So, hello everybody, and how are you? I'm just going to do a few gentle yoga exercises where you guys won't need a mat if you don't have one. You can just be standing up in your kitchen, your hallway, somewhere in your house, wherever you see fit, just to do a few standing exercises that are yoga related. Okay, so what we're going to do just for a moment is we're just going to really ground our feet, spreading our toes if we can into our shoes, or take off your shoes if at all possible. Spreading your toes, feeling the weight of your body through your feet, maybe just finding your center of gravity. Slightly rocking back and forward, maybe side to side. Taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, gently rocking from side to side, forward and back. When you find your centre of gravity, just tuck your tailbone in, just get a nice centre balance, shoulders back, bend your knees slightly, really feel the ground beneath you. We're going to take 5 nice deep cleansing breaths here and let all the stress go away. So in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, one last one. Slightly bending your knees. Remember that you can join in with me at any time that you like. Round shoulder movements up to the ears, all the way around the back. Round the front of our body, up to our ears, all the way around to our back, creating length where we can. Keep your posture nice and tall. Round through your ears, up, nice and back. And the other way. Then we're going to get our right arm, we're going to cross it across our body, bring our left arm up so it's in between our wrist and our elbow, keep it in a straight line, keep your shoulders open if you can here. We're going to push our right hand towards the body, towards the wall, bring our left hand up to ourselves, and we're going to feel a nice gentle stretch. So we're pulling our left arm towards the back of the wall. We get a nice gentle stretch coming all the way down here. Keep your knees slightly bent and relaxed. My dog is looking at herself in the mirror, so don't mind her. Nice stretch. Joy, come here. Come here. That's life, guys, isn't it? Having all these little distractions. So don't worry about that. Shake it out. Nice shake, 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 shake. Okay, left arm across the body. Right arm over, in between the elbow and the wrist. We're just going to give a nice kind of pull here, knees slightly bent. If you can, close your eyes and bring yourself inward. See what's going on inside yourself, in your body. Constantly reminding yourself that the ground is supporting you. Yes, it is, Joy. Are you just going to bark all the way? My lovely little Joy here, she barks if she can't come in, and she'll bark if she wants to go out. So wrists. Waking up these little wrists of ours. They do so much work for us throughout the day. Nice round movements. Joy. Joy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's see if we can get this little girl up on her window perch. This is Joy. Hello. Hello. No kisses now. Need to be careful of all this contact. Now stay there. Okay, stay there. Oh. Just like my children, doesn't like to do what she's told. Round the other way. Is the sun nice or is the sun annoying you? Let's just appreciate the sun while we have it. What we can do then is we place our thumb in here, okay, into this kind of little indentation here. Turn your wrist around. We're going to push our middle fingers in on this part here. So we're going to give a nice stretch, so pushing our thumb into that little indentation in our hand, okay. Pushing our fingers and our wrist back, so we're getting this nice kind of an arch going on here. Keep your hands straight out in front of you. These are really, really, really nice kind of wrist stretchers. And back the other way. And again. Back the other way. And the other side. Right thumb into the indentation here again. Middle fingers, middle finger here. So we're going to push our thumb into that little indentation. We're going to push back on our fingers here, creating a nice stretch there on our upper wrist. And wherever you can, close your eyes and just go within. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but we have lovely birds. We have loads of robins here in the tree behind me twerping away. And again. And again. Shake it out. This is a nice one that you can do throughout the day, whether you're doing some cooking or whatever it is that you want to do. Spread your legs ever so slightly. Slight bend in the knees. What we're going to do here is loosen out, and we're going to swing from side to side. And just bend your knees. Get a nice flow on here. This is really, really nice for your whole back stretch. Just to waken up the body. It's a nice one to do in the morning. Sometimes I like to have a mantra going on when I'm doing this. So it could be, I am safe and secure. I am safe and secure. Or I am happy and at peace with myself. I am happy and at peace with myself. Alright, child. Nice kind of bouncing situation. Movement going on here. If you want, create a bit more movement going on there. Oh, lovely stretch. Oh. Get your kids in on this and they can do that whole thingamajig. I have no idea how to do it. I think that's it, something like that. Nice stretch. Oh. Okay, back on the mat again. What we're going to do here is we're going to get our right arm. Place your right arm up into the air, and our left arm is going to go behind our back. Hopefully when I watch this video back, sometimes the camera can rotate it, so I might be saying my right arm, but it might look to you like it's my left. So just either watch what I'm doing and don't hear right and left, or else listen to right and left, whichever works best for you. So arm up in the air, one arm behind. What we're going to do here is bring this right arm down, and we're just going to see if we can clasp our hands together. Keep our head nice and tall. Bring our shoulder back, our elbow back. If you can't do this, don't worry, because if you guys, I nearly lit my hair on fire there with the candle I have burning beside me. You can use a scarf if you want, for any of those people who are a little bit stiff, and where I'm flexible in some areas, I could be stiffer in other areas. So never judge yourself by anybody else. This is your path, this is your journey. Yoga, when you either get onto the mat or off the mat, it's all about you and your own experience. It's the one time that, you know, we don't want to compete with anybody in our lives. Just do what works for you, because tomorrow or even later on today can be a different story, okay? So for any of those that are a little bit stiffer, I hope you can see me with this daylight here. So if you just get a towel, a tie, or a scarf, or whatever it is that you have, hold it here, right arm up in the air, clasp it at the bottom, and then see if you can work your way down, okay? If you can only go to here, that's absolutely fine. Bend your knees slightly and see if you can pull your shoulder back and your elbow back, okay? Take a few nice cleansing breaths here. And on the out breath, see if you can just bring your hands a little bit closer together each time. And relax. Okay, we'll do the other side. Hand up in the air. We're going to grab it here. Nice stretch. Work our way down where we can. Okay. Elbow back. Head up straight. And notice, if you're doing this for maybe a week or 2 weeks, or if you don't get time to do it every week, then maybe just see how you do on a month-to-month basis. Just notice, can you get any further down, or can you get rid of the scarf eventually? So I just do this side myself. And shake it out. These are all yoga moves, guys, that you can do, say, pottering around the house, out in the garden, whatever the case may be. You might even be able to do some of them in your car, so you don't need a mat to do any of these kind of things. This is an eagle pose, hands. They're a little bit tricky, but it's a lovely stretch across the shoulders, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to cross one arm on top of the other. Joy Gibbons, do you mind? So our elbows, one is going to be on top of the other. We're going to bring them up like this, okay? So let me see what's the best way to show you. So if I copy you maybe, arms out like this, elbows on top of each other, and then bend them up. We're going to have our front arm is going to go, keep your line straight all the way up the top of your fingers, and the same is going to happen with this one, okay? And then we're going to bring the arm that's in front back and around. Okay, did you get that, guys? Let me do it this way. Elbows on top of each other. The one that's underneath is going to come up and it's going to wrap itself around the thumb of the other hand. So we're going to end up like this. Can you see that? From the other side. What we're going to do then is, let me just check this out. Sorry, guys. Joy Gibbons, you are a nuisance. I'll leave the door open, guys, so you might hear my kids. Anyway, that's life, it's life. So, 2 arms out. You can do it this way if you want. One elbow on top of the other. Bend the elbows. Get the front arm and wrap it around the right. Okay? It's tricky how to explain this. Okay, and then what we're going to do when we have this, we're going to see if we can lift our arms up at a 90 degrees. Okay? So we have straight arms, and our elbows are up almost parallel with our shoulders if we can. This is called eagle arms, okay? It's a lovely shoulder stretch. See if you can do that. Even if you're sitting on the couch, see if you can do that, okay? Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Try not to bring your hands close to your face. We're going to try and keep this out at a 90 degree angle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release. Shake it out. Shaking it, baby, now twist and shout. Okay, so I had my right arm over my left arm. Now we're going to switch it up. I'm going to have my left arm over my right arm. I'm going to bend my arms and I'm going to bring my front arm here up and around and try and grab. Sometimes you get it harder on one side than you do on the other, and if that is all you can do, then that is all you can do. Don't worry. So say if I'm only here, I'm sorry, the light is a bit off. Say if I can only get here, let me see if I can go further, and I cannot straighten this arm, that's absolutely fine, but see if you can still bring your arms up to 90 degrees, okay? It might just be the case that you haven't put your arms out as straight as you can. Overlap, bending your arms, right, over left, do the opposite. Here we go, eagle arms. Imagine yourself being an eagle, flying high in the sky. I think that's Peppa Pig. Ninety degrees. Feel it nice stretch on your shoulders. Oh yeah, you can do this in your office as well, Kelly. I see you watching. Sitting on your chair if you're at work. And shake it out. Okay. Now what we're going to do is some side stretches. Okay, so what we're going to do here is it's my natural strobe lighting going on here in the background. Okay, right arm up in the air, straight, straight, straight. In yoga, we're constantly trying to find length in our body, okay? So pull yourself out of your hip bones, pull up the ribs all the way, pull your arm all the way, and see my fingers? Straight up to the ceiling. There goes my light. You can either put your arm on your hip or keep it down by your side, okay? And we're going to arch to my left, okay? So over we go. We're going to try and keep our hips as they are, where they are, okay? Straight up. Again, you can do this when you're sitting down. Nice stretch over. Let me go back so you can see. Okay, so what we want to do here is we don't want to lean forward. We don't want to lean back. We want to try and keep it neutral. Lean over to the right hand side. We want to try and keep our arm and our elbow back by our ears if we can at all. And we're going to try and keep a straight, nice line all the way to the top, okay? So, over we go. Oh, that's a lovely side body stretch. We can do this even sitting in the bed in the morning times. Oh, so imagine that somebody's constantly pulling your fingers away from your body all of the time. Oh, that's a lovely stretch. Stretch it out. On the other side, up we go. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And over to the other side. And you might find that one side is tighter than the other. And that's okay. Try and find a nice smile. Exercise is meant to be fun and relaxing and lovely. Breathe. And relax. Oh, that's nice. Okay, this time we're going to interlock our fingers like this. Push out, bend your knees slightly, so when you bend your knees slightly, you're going to say, tuck in your tailbone, okay, like this. Interlock your fingers, and push out, push, 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 push. Oh, that's a lovely stretch. Breathe. Another lovely thing to do here is to do circles. And again, guys, you can do this sitting on your chair in your office. You can possibly do it in your car. Oh, I have a whole load of cracking going on. By By the way, that's not a wolf in our house, that's my lovely son, obviously, doing his own type of breath work. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, guys. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and do a little bit of the tree, okay? So, tree comes in different ways. Can you see me back here? And can you hear me okay? Right. If you're not particularly good at balance, hold on a second now. It's a very professional video, isn't it, guys? Okay, if you're not particularly good with your balance, hopefully you can see my feet. What you can do is put your right leg on top of your left foot. Just like that. Ta-da! Bring your hands into prayer. Keep your spine nice and tall and straight and your head nice and relaxed, but keep the integrity of the length of the spine. Breathe in and out. See how you're feeling right now in your body. For those of you who'd like to do a bit more of a balancing act, we can bring our heel just underneath our knee. Try and keep your pelvis going forward and your knee out as far as you can. It's a tricky one, I know, but keep your eyes focused on something. On me, or on this clock or something, anything at all. Okay, arms up, shoulders back. It is more difficult to do this with your eyes closed, so as time goes on you may be able to do that, but maybe for the moment some of you might like to keep your eyes open. Breathe. And for those of you more advanced yogis who'd like to try a little bit extra balancing act, what we can do here is, now this can depend on what we're wearing sometimes. So if you're wearing something that's kind of silky, it may not work, or if you've got socks on, it may not work. But anyways, here it goes. I've got my socks off. This will not work if you have a hangover. Heel up to your groin, okay, and you can just tilt your toes outwards a small bit so it's at more of an angle. Keep your hips going forward, and if you can, drop the knee towards the ground, pulling your knee back the ways. Keep your spine nice and straight, your arms up in prayer. Keep your coccyx tilted in. You could maybe do a little bit of gratitude here. I am grateful for this beautiful day. I am grateful for this time to practice my yoga. Did you see how that light just changed there? I swear to God, I think God has just entered the room. Okay, what we do on one side, we must always do on the other. So, for those of you who want, can just start with one foot resting on the other foot at an angle. Hands up in prayer. For those of you who want to go up another level, bring your foot up, your heel under your knee. Keep yourself nice and tall. We're constantly trying to find length all the time, elongating all those muscles. And for those of you who want to go that step further, just get your hand, get your foot, heel under the groin, twist your toes outwards a little bit in, spread them even if you want. Keeping your hips straight ahead, and prayer. Tilting your tailbone. And again, maybe find 3 or 5 things that you're grateful for in this moment. Get your hand, place it on your ankle and just guide it back down again. Well done! That was a tricky one. Okay, I think maybe the one last thing that I'm going to do today is a forward fold. And this is really nice to do anytime. Think about it when you are going putting on your runners, or tying your shoelaces, or getting out of bed in the morning, going to bed in the morning, some of us do, going to bed in the evening times. Anytime you can, try and fit in a forward fold. It's absolutely amazing for your body. I think God has just entered the room again. Okay, what we're going to do is you can take like a narrow stance if you so choose, or for those of you who are a little bit stiffer and less mobility, you can take a wider stance, okay? So, what we're going to do here is bend the knees slightly. Nice, big upside down rainbow, all the way to the ceiling. Da 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 da. And what we're going to do here is, you see me now? We're going to try and lean forward, but we're going to try and tuck in our tailbone, okay? Don't be kicking that out. We're going to try and tuck in our tailbone here. Lean forward, all the way. Nice and gently, because some of us are quite stiff. All the way, all the way, all the way. And if some of us can't, and all we can do is stop here, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that. Do you know what? If you're brushing your teeth in the morning, you can do this. You can stand back from the sink, lean onto the sink like this. It's also a forward fold, but it's a half forward fold. You can do this while you're arching your back, hold on to the sink, brush your teeth. Get that nice stretch going on there. Hold down your spine all across your pelvic area or your lower back. Another nice thing to do when you're here is just to kind of get a little bit of a wiggle. Just to create a bit more space in the sacroiliac joints. Even bend your knees if you want. If you want a bit more of a deeper stretch while you're here, you can put your two hands, or again the one hand down. Drop your head in between your arms. Bend your knees for a bit more of a deeper stretch. And take a couple of breaths here. Bit of a wriggle on again. That's really nice, but if you want to drop then all the way to the floor, just bring your hands all the way down. If you can't make it all the way down, don't worry about it. You can get things like this. This is a bolster, but you can get a block, you know, the yoga blocks, that are probably only say about this size. You can turn it up on its head or on its side. You can start on its head if you so choose, and then as you get better and more flexible, you can turn it then on the side so you're getting closer to the floor, and then eventually then you can get rid of the block altogether and put your hands down the floor, okay? And for those of you who are really flexible, you can put the whole palm of your hands on the floor, and those who are even more flexible again, you can start walking your hands back in between your legs, okay? So here's one pose. Put your hands here, and if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. Now I know most people tend to lean back, but if we can, put the block or the bolster out further in front of us, and imagine that there's a wall behind our backs here, okay? And if you want to move this down to the side, or get rid of it, or walk it through. And slowly, I'd like you to peel yourself back up again. We can just wriggle our feet into the middle and slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Lovely, shake it out. Now, the best of all the yoga is yet to come, and that is Shavasana, which is where you get to lie down on the mat and relax. You can do this for 1 minute or for 10 minutes or as long as you want. They say this is the hardest thing to do simply because we have to lie there and do nothing. Most of us are thinking about to-do lists, or we're thinking about, well, God knows what really. It doesn't really matter. But the aim of the game is initially to try and follow your breath. Notice your breath as it enters your body. Notice your breath as it leaves your body. And every time you get thoughts coming out your head, just try and just let them go and just bring yourself back to your breath as it enters and leaves your body. So if you're on for it, we might do a little bit of meditation. I'm not really going to add music to my videos and that because, I don't know, I'm a bit nervous when it comes to learning all about this new technology and stuff like that. So I have my darling's phone here beside me. So we'll see how this will work, okay? If it doesn't work, I will just send you a link of meditations that you can do. So if you guys have a blanket that you want to use, you can also use, let's see, what else do I have here? Eye mask to stop the sun coming in. You can get these in pennies for €2. These are really nice. You can get these in little, I think, for possibly €9. You can place these under your knees, and what's good about that is that you get a nice little lower back support, and you can get a blanket to keep yourself nice and warm. Put on fluffy socks. The only thing that we say you can or not do is use a cushion under your head. If you really want that extra support of a cushion, you certainly can do, but sometimes it's just good to keep the whole spine really, really flat, okay? So let me get this on here for you. Now you might hear my dog and you might hear my kids, so we'll see how long we can get out of this, okay? You don't have to spend your time looking at me. You could just sit back on your couch if you've got no kids or anybody at home. Take a moment to yourself. Check in with your body and see what's going on for you. See if you can allow your thoughts to come and go. So although I'm going to lie down here, enjoying those of you who are able to lie down, I also invite any of you who are, well, hopefully not driving, but maybe parked up, or who are sitting at home, can sit and take this moment and enjoy it with me, okay? Just close your eyes and allow yourself to let yourself go. slowly just wriggle our toes now. Wriggle our fingers. Bringing ourselves back into the room. Allowing your natural breath to come back into your body. For those of you that are lying down, I invite you to bend your knees and just turn to your right hand side and lie on your right in a fetus position. And just wait here for a moment. Slowly I'd like you to press your left arm into the ground, pushing your right elbow into the ground, and slowly bring yourself back up to a seated position. For those of you who are sitting down, start to wriggle your fingers and your hands also. Allow yourself to come back into the room. Maybe move your head from side to side. Find a little bit of gentle movement here in your body. Of course, when you're at home, you can do this meditation for as long as you like. I want to thank everybody for coming on here and doing this practice along with me. And if you didn't do it, then maybe you might do it this evening or tomorrow. And anybody who's not here live, I hope you enjoy the practice whenever you get round to doing it. We're going to bring our hands up to prayer position. This symbol is Namaste. What it means is that the divine and the light in me sees the divine and light in you. So we bring our hands up to the third eye, which is just here in the middle of our forehead between our eyebrows. And we bow and say Namaste. Thank you everybody. I hope that you have a lovely day. And I really appreciate you coming here and joining me today. Take care, be safe, and be well.